So it begins again. Welcome back to the CreepGeeks Podcast. This is episode 343, season 9er.
Ghost Adventures, Human Time Machine, Cryptid Ice Cream, Haunted Hotel, Paranormal North Carolina, and Haunted El Paso.
Yeah. So here we are again. Welcome to the podcast. If you're your first time listening to the podcast, we're glad you're here. And if you're a long-time listener, we're glad you're back.
Yeah.
So this particular podcast episode is brought to you by BARLEY'S Bites. They're dedicated to providing top-quality homemade dog treats for every doggo to enjoy. And I think there's been a recent development where they are now including feline treats.
Ooh.
Yeah, I may be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I've seen that. So if not, BARLEY'S Bites is going to be making feline treats, whether they like it or not.
Anyways, you can click on the link in the show notes of the podcast episode to find out what they're really up to.
Yes. I do know that they make good stuff. It's fresh, healthy, doesn't have any harmful chemicals. It's the best stuff that you can put in your pet.
The peanut butter snacks are already gone.
Yeah, they are delicious.
The whole bag.
Yes. So anyway, they're made in New Mexico.
Yep.
I don't know what I was going to say something smart, but I'm not. But anyway, yeah, Jack likes them. Your dog will like them too. If not, then you got a stupid dog. I'm just saying. We all have dumb dogs. I mean, come on. Some dogs are amazing. Some dogs are a little less. Yeah, some dogs think you're talking to them the whole time. You're like, what am I supposed to do? I don't know how I'm supposed to. So anyway, but yeah, we'd definitely like to thank Kristen and Dave for the delicious treats.
Yes.
And they are super tasty. So, all right, so moving into the podcast, there's a couple different ways you can interact with us. We do have a toll-free number that you can use. That number is
575-208-4025.
Yes, and you can also use Facebook. We have an active Facebook group there.
Instagrams. We really don't check our threads, so that's on me.
Well, threads are for suckers. And I just realized the other day I haven't been checking Instagram at all for like months.
We've had some weird stuff.
Yeah. Well, it all harkens back to when COVID first kicked in. We lost everything, and it sort of came back.
Yeah.
And everything that we said has proven to be true. So anyway.
Yeah.
So.
We also have the TikTok.
Yeah, I like TikTok.
Yeah, I need to get back on there, especially for spooky season coming up. Yeah.
So anyway, there you go. You have seen how slack we are. We had we've been kind of gone because we've been, we had a death in the family. So my dad passed away. He was my hero.
Yep.
He was a lot of people's heroes, evidently.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's funny. Well, it's not funny. We were at the funeral where he got buried with military honors as he deserved. It is what it is. So he had everything set up. Just something that's, I don't want to get too far into it, but I mean, he didn't want anything to be a inconvenience on people. So he had everything all set up beforehand. So, some changes were made, but he had friends, family, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, everybody was there.
Yeah.
So, anyway, there you go.
Yeah.
All right. So we do have a telephone number you can use, and somebody has used it.
Yeah.
They have called in because this is a couple days past the anniversary of Hurricane Helene. We went through it. We didn't have power for a while. All that stuff. People lost everything. The entire area was geographically changed.
Yeah. And
we were sitting there, and two storms, a tropical depression and a hurricane Umbuto. Anyway, it looked like they were going to come up and join together and, possibly soak us.
Yeah.
Like what happened during Hurricane Helene, because it was, kind of a thing where the storm sat and dumped just like 20 inches at least and flooded out and wiped out towns and took down mountaintops and just really sort of changed things. And it looked like it was going to happen again.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, anyway, got a message, and I don't know who it is because it came up with their phone number. I think I know, but I don't want to guess. and they left us a message that says, y'all may already be up to speed on this, but just wanted to share, especially since there was some concern about inland flooding, and given Omi's work with last year's Hurricane Helene, I just wanted you guys to be aware. And they sent us a link.
Yeah.
And, and what did that do for me? Made me start to fill up water, all of that stuff, pay more attention to it. It looks like the crisis has been averted for us. The one hurricane got mad at the tropical depression and said, get over here, and then grabbed it and sort of going out to sea, which is great.
Yeah.
Because, man, it was like, I don't think we could go through that right now. It's been a year. You've gone. You're going to tell us about some of the stuff that you did over the weekend. But I was like, man, this cannot happen again.
So it was, I appreciate all the warnings about the hurricane and the tropical depression, which has now turned into a tropical storm. Granted, my knowledge is 6 hours old. Who knows what it is now? There was a unique situation last year with Helene. A combination of, I guess, El Niños or El Niñas blowing certain amounts of precipitation across the United States. We had a precipitation front over top of western North Carolina for the 3 days prior to Helene actually hitting. So that precipitation front was stalled over the Blue Ridge Mountains and the Great Smoky Mountains.
Yeah.
Well, Helene came 300 miles inland. We've had hurricanes come 300 miles inland in the past. I found out from others 2008, 2018. But when it collided with that precipitation front, that changed our lives. It changed our reality.
Yeah.
Because instead of just stalling out at the mountains like some hurricanes do, it just pumped it full of steroids with that precipitation front. So with these two tropical occurrences right now, there were a lot of people afraid and a lot of people paranoid in this region.
I mean, rightfully so. That's kind of how he got Jack.
Yeah. He was,
his previous owners lost everything. They finally got housing, and they couldn't take him.
Yeah.
So it's been a thing, and we're not going to go and harp on it too much. But like this weekend, you went and did what was that thing you went to? We
did a commemorative ceremony for the town of Old Fort, North Carolina. Considering my job and the work I do, I attended. We got to hear some very heartfelt things from emergency services, as well as residents who live in the town of Old Fort, and some of the organizations that have been helping out the town. Some really good news that we've learned is that a couple of nonprofit organizations are working to rebuild homes and businesses. Right now we have 25 homes under construction by a nonprofit organization to give 25 Old Fort and Marion families new homes.
Nice.
Just right out of pocket. We still have some work on 2 businesses in the region. That work is being picked up by a combination of, and this is where I get frustrated, combination of federal resources and nonprofit resources. And the stall out occurs at the federal and state levels.
Well, nothing's fast with federal.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is.
The local museum has finally started to get repairs done on it. And the visitor center I'm working at is getting repaired too.
Nice.
So
progress is happening.
Yeah.
But anyway, it was I didn't want to. I appreciate the message that came in.
Yeah.
And so if you guys want to call and leave a message, about anything at all, you should do it.
It does scare us though.
Yeah. I was like, man, but see, we actually lucked out. We have a camper van, and being the way I am, it's self-sustaining, self-contained. I kind of treat our camper van like a boat. You know what I mean? Got to be able to have your own water, your own power, your own sewage itself. So we were ready, and we used a lot of the stuff in the camper van to make our life a little easier. I mean, we weren't nearly as bad as some people lost everything. I mean, we seen a whole family out there taking a bath in the creek because there was no water. It was traumatic.
I listened to a story from somebody in downtown Old Fort. It was one of the groups of people that was sharing that really crazy footage where you just saw the water getting higher and higher until the camera shut off.
Yeah.
And he basically lived close to the elementary school, and by the time the water hit his driveway, he was like getting his elderly mom. He's like, "Get in the truck." She's like, "Let me grab some things." He's like, "No."
Yeah.
And he was like, I got to find higher ground someplace here in Old Fort. And the only thing he could think of was the Hardee's parking lot.
Wow.
And it got to the point where nobody was allowed to park in the Hardee's parking lot. They just had to sacrifice their vehicles, and everybody was standing in the Hardee's parking lot, or they were all huddled inside. Older people and kids and families were inside Hardee's, just watching the water rise and rise and rise.
Getting those delicious biscuits.
And he told a very funny story about a rat that sought higher ground sitting next to everybody, and everyone that was standing there at the Hardee's was like, you know, normally I'd squish this rat with my boot, but today everybody gets a chance. And
that rat's like, "Hey guys."
And these people went inside the Hardee's and went in behind the counter and managed to like find some biscuit and brought the rat a biscuit outside and just handed it to him. And it was like people standing on the curb and this rat standing on the curb next to the people standing, just watching the water rise, and the rat's chewing his biscuit. Somebody else is smoking a cigarette. Somebody else is just drinking a soft drink.
So instead of having pizza rat,
yeah,
we had biscuit rat.
It was like King of the Hill kind of situation.
Well, we can laugh at it now, but it was
horrible.
Yeah, you were gone working with the rescue people, and it was just me and the dog and family and stuff, filling generator, making sure Starlink worked. And say what you want about Starlink, I still have it. We still have it all set up. If storm power or whatever gets knocked out, Starlink's right there.
Yeah,
big fan. Because I got to tell you, man, sitting in the heat with nothing to do, so that would have been awful. But it had Starlink fired up. Even Dad was all like, "Hey, this is my Starlink." I said, "Dad, I just got to fill the generator so I can power the Starlink." Because he's like, "Starlink's not. I don't have internet." It's like, "All right, Pop, hold on."
Yeah.
Which is, it was so hot. What else are you gonna do?
I did learn to download all books from Kindle Unlimited before the storm hits.
Yes.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
But with all of our camper vent skills, take a bath in the bathtub with a bucket of water and all that stuff, so it was all right.
Yeah.
So at least that's what I did. And then and all the dishes and stuff that I didn't wash because I wasn't ready for all this stuff, I just put them in a box and then eventually just threw them away.
So
it's like, do I want to get out there and scrub them up and be all like like the naked family in the creek thing, or do you just want to just put them in the trash can?
One of the advertisers I work with at my job, she loves to bring us gift baskets every season. And one of the gift baskets she had given me was a bucket with a bunch of things made in North Carolina, like Texas Pete, some energy drinks and stuff like that. Boy, we ate them snacks, and then I used that bucket to wash my hair, and I told her about it.
Hey, man, that's a good bucket. That's a quality bucket you got there.
Yeah.
Whatever works.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. We do like to occasionally bring back some of the stuff we've talked about in the past if there's been an update to it.
This blew my mind.
And it's funny because I can't remember my stupid password I just changed for stupid Apple. All passwords are garbage, but I had to. But I remember this, so we kind of put this in there. And it was the sort of summation to the story was there were some ghost hunters out doing some ghost hunter type stuff. And there was some dude who did not like that and was just shooting at him. So it was like gunplay. Right. And I think this was in Texas. So, they're out trying to do ghost hunting. He's out there shooting at them. And I think they were shooting back. It was some crazy thing. That we're like, you know what? We all can't just be drawing undue attention.
Oh, I remember. And at the time.
To ourselves, because it's like that I'm hunting ghosts. And anyway, I started blasting, right?
Yeah.
So there's been some movement in, the idea of you should or should not do this because there was some arrests involved and all that. I didn't really hear anything about it.
And there wasn't enough backstory. And this has a little more backstory to it.
Yeah, there was nothing.
Yeah.
So anyway, this Texas man has been ordered to pay $2.8 million to ghost hunters, in quotes, for strange shooting incident. Mm-hmm. So evidently he is being, because I said, if you start shooting at somebody, you're in the wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, you shoot at somebody if they're shooting at you, kind of a thing. Anyway, definitely in the wrong. Mm-hmm. He's definitely in the wrong because he's got to pay $2.8 million.
Yeah.
Now, who he pays the $2.8 million to, I don't know. But it says a trigger-happy Texas man has been ordered to pay a whopping $2.8 million. Actually, he's paying it to the ghost hunters.
Oh, gosh.
I'll be honest with you. I don't think that's worth $2.8 million.
I agree.
But so anyway, and this was like nearly 5 years ago.
And that's why when we first talked about this.
At the Devil's Lagoon.
When we first talked about this, I kind of sided with the teenagers in the car. But now that I'm reading this, I'm kind of siding with the guy because this happened 5 years ago. So December 2020. We are still in the midst of COVID and pandemic and stuff.
Yeah, it's still fresh.
So to have people, strangers, show up in a vehicle on or near your property without notice is kind of unsettling. Now, should he have shot at them? No. He should have approached them and said, hey, get off my lawn or something.
Well,
yeah.
You know, the whole castle laws and stuff. So
yeah.
You still shouldn't be shooting at people, but at the same time, like I said, I don't think they should be awarded $2.8 million when any other time it probably wouldn't have gone that way. But anyway, so it's just a little bit of an update.
Yeah.
Now, you have to be aware. You have to take some responsibility if you're going to be a ghost hunter, or even if you're going to do like urban exploration and take pictures and do all that stuff. It's possible that where you are may be owned by somebody who don't want you there. Mm-hmm. Like we were going to do a bunch of urbex type stuff when we got out to New Mexico. And we went to this really dilapidated looking thing that was visually interesting.
Yeah.
And what was shocking about it was that somebody was in it and living in it, and they did not want us to take pictures.
Yeah.
They did not give a crap that we thought it was interesting.
Yeah.
And I was just as shocked to see somebody in there. And then it occurred to me, maybe we shouldn't do this because there's places that, you know, we're going to go, we would like to go and go check out and see and take pictures that we're not familiar with, that maybe that's just how people live. Maybe that's somebody's property. Maybe somebody's in there that has, you know, issues.
Yeah.
Maybe they got a gun. Maybe they're doing a whole, you know, Sonny in Philadelphia start blasting thing. Yeah. So we didn't do that anymore. Plus, you can fall down. We talked about like ghost hunters falling down elevator shafts and dying, and you know,
urbexers falling onto like concrete rebar.
Yeah, So we decided to stop doing it. But anyway, this is a little bit of an update from a podcast story we talked about a while ago.
Yeah,
they just started blasting each other. Some of the ones I remember where people were blasting each other was the dude blasted one of his friends because he said his friend was a dog man. Another guy blasted his friend because he said his friend turned into Bigfoot.
Yeah,
and Bigfoot made him do it. One guy was blasting Dogman in a campground. Well, I think along with him and his son were like running through the campground blasting at Bigfoot. You know, so it's kind of like, let's all just relax, man. You know, I just thought it was kind of like one of those things, like, you know, like a little bit of an update, but it was $2.8 million. So here recently, there's been a little bit of a North Carolina type situation where something pops in, and we're in North Carolina, so we broadcast our podcast from the mountains in North Carolina, our underground bunker. I don't know how real this is, but it made TikTok, and it's been sent to us by a couple people, and
one of our researcher friends actually shared it to the group and a couple other places.
Yeah. So, and I'm sorry it took so long for me to approve that post. I didn't realize we had all that stuff turned off.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, I'm going to share this. And it's like 2 weeks later, I'm like, oh, let me approve that.
It's because we have somebody who keeps sharing their music videos to that group.
Oh, and they suck, so I don't want to show them.
Yeah. So we had to turn on post approval. So
nobody cares about that.
I know. Well, this one is kind of unsettling in the sense that when you listen to the call, it sounds very authentic. And this call is a 911 call, reveals a terrifying encounter with an unknown creature in North Carolina. Now, other headlines say North Carolina 911 call reveals encounter with a rake, which I'm still on the fence with that whole terminology.
Yeah, because, I mean, if you look at rakes and everything, they weren't even, in this area as part of any kind of lore or folklore. And all of a sudden, after all the TV shows and everything else, now they are, and it's so I have my issue with that. But let me give you some key details from the encounter, right?
Yeah.
Guy was driving his truck down the road, spotted something in the woods, right? Looked like a person had been all shot up and was bleeding all crazy and stuff.
Dressed like a soldier, like a historical.
Yeah, dressed like a Civil War soldier. Call went into 911 where a dude was reporting it, and then something jumped in the back of his truck, and he's screaming and yelling. And what gives me a little issue is, the 911 operator had a Carolina accent. This guy didn't. I know that's not saying, there's lots of people that live in the area that don't necessarily have accents.
And he was actually driving up to see family here in North Carolina because he's been going to trade school in Florida for years. So maybe that's why his accent. Plus, this is northeastern North Carolina. So maybe. I don't know if I can play any of this without getting hit for copyright, but I'm going to see if I can. So we'll see if I can turn it down. Because we do have a link to everything we talk about in the show notes, and there's a link to take you to YouTube, and you can let it play. Some of this is AI generated. I'm trying to get to the point where the call happens, but I just don't think I can do it without getting hit for copyright. 60 miles an hour, making it difficult to clearly identify. So we definitely have a link to this YouTube channel. Yeah.
Let's see. We're going to play this. This is supposed to happen July 31st, 2021.
Tender County 911. What's the address of your emergency?
I'm driving on 210. I just crossed the Black River, and I thought I saw a guy standing on the side of the road bleeding.
Okay, where are you at, sir?
I'm on 210. I just crossed the Black River. I'm heading towards 53 East. I just passed Patriots Watch.
Okay, so you're over near Morse Creek?
Yes.
Okay. And did you saw a man standing on the side of the road?
What the?
What was that, sir?
That's not human! That's not human!
Sir, are you okay, sir?
There's something in the back of my truck!
Okay, what's in the road?
No, it's not in the road, it's in my truck. In the bed.
There's something in the bed of your truck?
Yes, ma'am, I just turned on my bed lights for my truck, and there's something in my bed.
Okay, sir, when you say something, what do you mean?
I just knocked it off of the bed of my truck and went over my roof.
Okay, what was it?
According to the CAD notes.
Yeah. So anyway, we're probably going to get hit for copyright because they're playing music in the background or whatever. But, I mean, what is that?
I don't know. I felt it was pretty genuine. I don't know. He seems very...
Yeah, freaked out.
Yeah. So
I don't know. Like I said, we have a link, and this has been kind of going around, and you can listen to it. It's on TikTok. It's all over the place now. Websites have grabbed it and been linking to the video, and we wanted to just play it to give it some context to what we're trying to talk about. So, and evidently this occurred close to a battlefield, so it's almost like we have a couple different elements going on here.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing a ghost or an apparition, something. Right?
Yeah.
Bloody Civil War, possibly person, ghost, whatever, because there's not really a whole lot of detail that goes into that versus something just got in the back of my truck. And later on, he goes to describe it in an interview being skinny and elongated and, kind of a rake type description if you're looking for the skinny, the tall, slender, not slender man, which is something that's not real, but people are saying it's real now. So that's kind of freaky, right?
I think so. And the area that they're talking about, there is a lot of swamp area near it, or marsh area, I should say. And there's quite a bit of woods, along with a historical, battlefield area. So it feels like all the right conditions for some level of high strangeness to occur.
Yeah.
I'm curious, though, are there any other, like, Civil War sightings? Are there any other incidents occurring in this general area? I know there was, for a while there, almost a decade ago, there was a lot of really weird sightings just outside the Dismal Swamp.
Yeah.
Which is on the North Carolina-Virginia border. So it makes me wonder, does this area have the same opportunities?
Now, I am looking at one of the websites we have linked in the comments section. It says it may have been a feral hog that dressed up to impress the lady hogs.
Oh. Okay.
So, there you go. Yeah. Possibly supernatural.
Could it's just north of Wilmington, the area that this occurred.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we put it in there just to kind of see. And they're calling this a Class A rake encounter. Yeah. I don't know. Nothing like that's happened to me. But the only thing that's happened to me, and it reminds me of a pickup truck, is I borrowed somebody's pickup truck one time. And it didn't have air conditioning, so I had the sliding back window open, driving along, doing my thing. And I got blasted in the back of the head with a can. Because sometimes it makes a vortex in the bed of the truck, and his trash came up and attacked me from behind. So, and it made a loud coconut noise when it hit me in the back, which is my skull. And it was a beer can. Yeah. And this was the same dude that had a real tall spit cup, because he's one of them dipper guys. This is when I was in the Navy. And there was a railroad. This is in Charleston, and as we head towards where we lived out by Goose Creek.
Yeah.
There's some railroad tracks, and every time we went over it, he'd say, well, I'm going to jump this. I'm going to jump this. And he never did. But one time he decided today is the day. And so we hit that thing going really fast.
Yeah.
And the truck went in the air. It was a little Chevy S10. And we kind of got, those things don't jump even like you see on TV, right? I mean, anyway, we hit the ground all crazy, and that spit cup went everywhere, and we were covered in spit. Mm-hmm. And skull or whatever he was chewing, and we just jumped right past a cop. There was a cop sitting right there, and I kept telling him, there's a cop right there. So the cop had a talk to us, or with us, and I was pretty hot about being covered in tobacco spit. The cop let us go. He basically called us two dipshits. You two dipshits can't be doing that. And worse was when we were in uniform. So there you go, Brian. If you're listening, I remember. Had to redo the uniform and junk, dress uniform. So anyway, there you go. Enough of that. But we'll see. We'll kind of follow this and see if it gets any better, gets any worse. If there's been any more sightings like local to us, because we do have some other North Carolina stuff we're going to talk about in the podcast. And there you go. I guess we can talk about them now, can't we? The Chimney Rock apparitions.
So this came in from Fate magazine pretty much today.
Chimney Rock is right down the road from us.
Chimney Rock and Lake Lure, North Carolina, are not far from us. In fact, they were one of the hardest hit regions from Hurricane Helene, and that's why I put this in. But this Chimney Rock apparition story has some really interesting possibilities that I wanted to talk about. But the story starts in July of 1806, when this 8-year-old girl named Elizabeth, her family lived near Chimney Rock. And I guess she witnessed something, so she told her older brother that she had seen a man on top of Chimney Rock. Now, this is the 1800s, before rock climbing was a hobby. And if you've ever been to Chimney Rock, you know that it is a very difficult climb. They've had to build stairs to it. It's not something that you could just, let me just go up there, So it was pretty unbelievable. Her brother refused to believe her. So she actually took her brother Morgan to Chimney Rock, to the base of it, and they both looked up, and they didn't just see one person up there. They saw several people, thousands of people, flying through the air around Chimney Rock. The people the Reeves children saw were described as being clothed in brilliant white, ranging in size from infants to adults, While they were genuinely human in shape, the children couldn't make out distinct features, and there was no clear differentiations in age or gender or stuff like that. Children obviously freaked out. They called their mother, who came running. And all in all, 6 people saw the apparitions. Elizabeth, her brother Morgan, Ms. Patsy Reeves, the youngest Reeves daughter Polly, a neighbor, Robert Searcy, and an African-American woman who is unnamed in the original articles. So the crowd of beings began to rise to the top of Chimney Rock, and when all but a few had gathered there, 3 members of the crowd rose up above the others, hovered there, and then led the congregation of shining beings up through the air to disappear into the heavens. So this account of strange apparitions was printed a few weeks later in a relatively local newspaper, the Raleigh Register, and then it was cited again in Kendall's Travels Through the Northern Parts of the United States in 1807 and 1808. Now, it's also appeared in other places, like Angels on the Rock, Angels of Chimney Rock. So depending on the variation of this story you read, it may talk about an angel encounter. But what I'd like to point out is that the biggest flood to hit this region was in 1906, 100 years later. So, and that changed the geography of Chimney Rock and Lake Lure. And now here we are, a year after 2024, where the geography has actually changed again and actually kind of gotten closer to the original geography.
Yeah, kind of weird. It's some sort of spectral battle, spectral cavalry, riding winged horses, the whole deal.
Yeah.
It's like apocalyptic stuff.
Yeah. Was this a spectral encounter? Was this a stone tape experience? Or, and I think about things you talk about all the time, the time out of place things. Like when people are like, so I was driving around in Montana or North Dakota and suddenly a pterodactyl was flying by.
Yeah.
And it flew for a couple minutes and then it just disappeared.
I like the ones where people are like, I pulled into the gas station.
Yeah.
It was this really cool old-timey gas station.
Yeah.
And, got gas or whatever, and then they left, and people go through the same area again, they can't find it, or like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, who knows? But, yeah, this is almost sounds like some sort of divine vision.
So, yeah, and...
that these kids had.
Now, my thing is, though, like with the geography changing and modifying, both in 1906, 100 years after this, and in 2024, and the geography basically resetting, are we going to have another encounter soon?
I don't know.
If this was a ghost encounter, unfortunately, Rutherford County, where this is actually located, had 4 deaths relating to Helene. Is this going to increase paranormal activity at Chimney Rock?
Well, who knows? Because that's what we were saying before. Since this area in general is geographically changed, or are we still going to see the Brown Mountain Lights? Is there still going to be reported Bigfoot type stuff? And what's going to happen? Who knows? But allegedly this whole experience lasted like 10 minutes, and they're like only 10 minutes, and it's like I don't know what I would do if I watched some heavenly battle for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's funny we're doing this podcast now because for a while there on TikTok, they're like, Rapture's coming, bro. Gonna be raptured. Well, see, if I seen something like this, I'd be like, man, I think I have missed I've missed the boat.
And see, this first sighting was 1806, and then the winged battle thing was 1811.
Oh, yeah, okay. So there's been a couple of these things.
Yeah, so does that mean we're going to have like back-to-back heavenly encounters or stone tape or... But,
there's some of these sort of similar sightings that have been reported all around the mountains of North Carolina, and not just this. I mean, you've got like... of course, it went right out of my head. There's a hotel that you can go to that's just on the top in the middle of nowhere, and people have reported hearing the singing and seeing the angels.
Roan
Maybe
Mountain?
it is Roan Mountain.
Yeah, the voices on Roan.
And some other stuff, too. It's like,
Yeah.
But that's kind of, I don't know.
Man.
Kind of weird.
But
maybe we'll see some stuff. Maybe somebody will. Maybe we'll get some reports.
I was kind of thinking.
Probably won't get anything until, that area kind of becomes officially fully open.
Yeah.
You know.
But the reason I brought up the the time out of place thing was maybe instead of people circling Chimney Rock, maybe they were seeing something out of place, like they were seeing modern visitors walking up the stairwell, which didn't exist in 1806. So what they actually saw was like a moment in time in modern times, you know, when people first started walking up there.
Yeah, because there's an elevator.
Now there's an elevator. Now there's stairs that ascend and actually circle partially around Chimney Rock.
And it's always foggy, or it's not always foggy, but it is foggy up here. So if you were coming through and going up the stairs, it looked like you were ascending.
Yeah.
I don't know. When I read this the first time, I was thinking of like Ghostbusters when it's starting to get to the culmination of like, and you see those spirits flying around on clouds and stuff, and it's like, ooh, you know, what they, not really creepy, but creepy back in the 80s kind of music, which is really just modern. You know, modern music, like, let's play this scary modern music, guys. Kind of weird.
Yeah.
So, we've also talked about people being creepy clowns.
I'm so tired of this.
And, you know, when It was out, and then It 2, and then whatever, you know.
During the pandemic, the clowns in South Carolina.
Yeah. It's like,
which never got resolved.
I mean, you just, it's pretty easy. As long as you can, if you're the creepy clown, you get away and you take off all your clown stuff, then nobody knows who you are, right? But so there's been a pair of creepy clowns that have been arrested in Seattle.
Good.
Yes, pretty much. I mean, I just put it in there just so we could say, we talked about this kind of thing before, and there's been an arrest made finally.
Yeah.
And I don't really have a lot, you know, to say about it. It's just that a pair of Seattle teenagers find themselves on the other side of the law for dressing like creepy clowns. So they donned creepy clown mask and menaced some strangers in what they later claimed was merely a misguided prank. Yeah. Oh, we're just joking, guys. Yeah. We're just joking. So.
But then the cops are said to have observed extended gun magazines and the unsettling masks worn by the duo in the vehicle that they were pulled over in. That doesn't.
Yeah, because one of them is appearing to, or was allegedly brandishing a gun.
That doesn't seem like a prank.
No, it doesn't.
No.
So, I mean, what would happen if they got blasted? They'd be in the news, right?
Yeah.
And they'd be like, "Oh, why did they get shot? I don't understand. You know, they were just, you know, moving, you know, brandishing weapons. I don't understand." You know, it's like, I don't know. Because if I'm a cop and two creepy clowns come running at me with guns, I'm just going to start blasting. It's going to be like, blam, blam, blam. Hey, stop. Blam, blam, blam. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. I don't. What do you do, right? Well, I mean, you're just asking for trouble. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just stop. Stop asking for trouble. You know? Mm-hmm. This is the land of the free. But there are consequences. Right?
Yes.
I mean, you know, I can go as fast as I want. This is America. And I can pay the price when I get pulled over. And there's places you don't want to get pulled over, like Georgia. They got some mean state troopers.
Yeah.
But anyway, they got caught. They got arrested. So if you're in Seattle, don't have to worry. But I don't like the idea of creepy clowns with guns. And I definitely don't like the idea of creepy clowns from outer space. And those fat, fleshy fingers, if you ever seen that movie. That was the creepiest part of the whole thing. And drinking people like milkshakes. You ever see that movie?
Yeah.
They get these really fat, thick fingers. They're disgusting.
I don't like
rubbery, fleshy latex, just fat fingers.
Won't you stop it? Because there was that movie, and then there was the other movie that had like these ball creatures that had arms and big eyes, and they ate people as well.
Were they like mean-looking gremlins?
Yeah, but they were balls.
Well, okay, so it goes in threes. You had the ones that were like these little weird hairy balls running around.
Yeah.
And then you had the version that was like fleshy.
Oh, man.
They're probably something stupid called Mad Balls or something dumb like that. Probably based off a misguided toy. Back when Garbage Pail Kids got popular and, you know, weird, gross stuff.
Critters.
Well, Critters is the hairy ones.
Yeah, I didn't like that one.
Look up fleshy meat balls.
I am not looking that up. I don't want that on my screen, okay? Jeez. Ghoulies was horrible.
Is that the balls?
No, that was the cover is a green creature dressed like a doll coming out of a toilet.
Oh yeah, that was
Yeah.
Great Value Goonies.
God, there was some horrible.
Well, not Goonies. With the stupid Miyagi, not Miyagi. What is that called? You know, you can't feed them after midnight.
Gremlins.
Gremlins. There we go.
Yeah.
See, Gremlins sort of spawned a lot of like Great Value. I shouldn't keep saying Great Value, but you know what I mean, like lower budget.
Timu version.
Nah, they were better than that.
Yeah. So the clown movie and Critters and one other one I couldn't do because I can't do that type of dolls. It was the
Leprechaun.
Oh, I hated that one. The movie
Leprechaun
that had
4.
dolls coming to life and killing people. I can't find that one either.
Megan.
No.
Megan 2.0.
No.
Megan unrated.
The 80s. So happened in the 80s.
Oh, you mean like Small Soldier or Toy Soldiers or
No,
whatever it was? They were like, are you talking about the puppet movies? Puppet Master 1 through 4? Make dolls come to life? Or Reanimator?
No, not Reanimator, because I actually watched that one. Maybe it was Puppet Master.
It might be.
Oh, there was a movie called Dolls.
Oh, well, maybe it's dolls.
No, maybe it was Puppet Master.
You know what we need? We need you to be a human time machine.
Okay.
Because I've seen this article where this person is kind of alleged to be a human time machine. So it's a rare memory, right? Where you can basically relive your past and see the future all at the same time.
Yeah.
So in December 2024, a teenage girl sat across from some neuroscientists, right? And made the claim that she could step back into her past and relive moments as if they were happening again. And she insisted that her mind stored memories in a great white chamber that she could walk into from one episode to another, and she could examine details as though she was pulling them from a filing cabinet. And when she was asked to recall the first day of primary school, she didn't give a vague account. She basically just detailed, like all the details, in great and agonizing detail, even what she was wearing, like a purple sweater, sharp winter sunlight, her mother's face. She said she could see this memory not only through her own eyes, but also from the viewpoint of an onlooker. So that's kind of sketchy, man. It's like, what? Yeah. And so she's become one of the most carefully documented cases of autobiographical hypermnesia. It's been published in Neurocase in August 2025. So she can recall, you know what I mean? These details, these exact memories. But the whole idea that she could do it also from an onlooker, you know, somebody who's just there. So what does this mean? You know, when you start looking at like the idea that you have, we're all in a simulation or whatever. Mm-hmm. And there's also the idea that maybe we're not all in a simulation, but nobody else exists technically except for you and the person you're interacting with, and the people that are all around you didn't exist until you're in that moment. And those are non-player characters, NPCs.
Yeah.
So if the whole thing is a giant simulation and she can recall these events as if maybe it's part of the program and then take the onlooker perspective as well, that could sort of tie into it, sort of in a weird thing. But it's also got some Sherlock Holmes in there if you go into your mind palace and you can do all that weird stuff.
She does describe certain processes in her memory recall as like categorized into different things. Like her first category would be black memory, which is where she describes things in an effortful, factual, and drained of emotion manner. And then she calls the second category her white room, which is a vast mental space where every single personal event is stored. Now, for me, well, one thing I've noticed about her, she says that she became aware of her difference when she was about 8 years old. Friends accused her of lying when she casually told them that she could revisit the past or to check forgotten details. And she stopped speaking about this outside of her family. Now, I don't have what this lady has, but I know other people as well as myself, where certain very traumatic or very serious situations, I can do some of the same stuff that she's described. My parents are kind of astounded because I can recall the surgery I had when I was a little kid, when I had my spleen removed. And I would tell them a story about basically, you know, the room I was in, the room for my recovery, and like the IVs that were in my body and the scar and the surgery and all this stuff. And they're like, how can you describe this? You were just a baby and you were laying in that bed. You wouldn't have been able to describe some of those details, and I could.
Sounds like you just had a little out-of-body experience going
Which,
on.
you know, is how I almost describe some of this person's stuff when she talks about like that third-person account that she's capable of. It almost sounds like an out-of-body experience.
Well, every dream I have that's me in the dream, I know that I'm in my dream watching me in my dream. So I'm the third person in my dreams. I'm never like zapped into the situation where it's like, ha, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like me controlling me, you know, my, what do you call them? Automaton or whatever.
Okay.
So it's like me inside my little robot brain controlling what's happening, but I'm not in it. It's hard to describe. So it's like I'm a third party looking in and watching this, but still can control some things.
Yeah.
So a lot of my dreams are like that. And I never really see myself in my dreams. I mean, like full on face or whatever. It's like side profile. Except that one time when I was fighting a giant lizard in New Orleans, basically crocodile, alligator, had a KFC bucket on top of its head, long purple cloak. So it was weird. And he walked real slow. You know, you ever remember seeing the old Star Trek episode where Kirk's fighting the Gorn?
Yeah.
And it's just walking real slow, going, it's not really doing anything. And it's like, oh, and they're like playing the super fast music, and they're just moving. It's kind of like that. But everywhere I looked, there he was. He was Alligator King. What do you think about that? Do you still love me?
Yes.
All right, that's good. That's good. So the other day, we had talked about some ice cream and getting ice cream. And you were like, I'm at the store. Do you want some ice cream? If they had this kind of ice cream, I'd be in it.
Okay.
Because we've kind of been talking about towns and cities and states sort of embracing paranormal and cryptid stuff and using it to bring people in and sell products and get more, you know, just people there, right? Mm-hmm. This is a place that's actually doing some cryptid ice cream. And it's called Clementine's. Clementine's Naughty and Nice Ice Cream. And they've added some cryptids to their, lineup of ice cream.
Yeah.
So they have seasonal flavors. And if you go to the naughty side, they've got like chocolate cabaret and Roman holiday. And then nice, they have like campfire grahams and Grandma Marie's butter brickle and honey lavender. But they also have added some things in the nice side, like Jersey Devil, Mothman, Nessie. And it's like, I would probably get any one of those, right? Just because of the name.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I'd put Jersey Devil on the nice side, but it says, from the shadows of the Pine Barrens comes a spicy barbecue ice cream peppered with old Vienna red hot riplet seasoning and a dash of caramelized hot honey. It's eerie, it's addictive, and it's not for the faint of tongue. Now, I should point out that the allergens for all of these is milk. All right.
Oh, some contain alcohol.
Well, I haven't got to that part yet.
Oh, wow.
So Mothman is born from the fog of Point Pleasant. This bitter black cocoa ice cream tangles with glowing streaks of raspberry jam. Bold, watchful, and known just to linger just over your shoulder. Allergens, milk. And then Nessie, from the depths of the lock comes a white espresso ice cream made with Plaid Coffee Roasters Nessie blend streaked with salted caramel, its smooth, shadowy, and not to be trusted.
Oh.
What the hell has Nessie ever done to not be trusted? Out of all the cryptids and stuff you see, Nessie is not one that's like done anything bad. Just out there doing its own thing.
Just eating fish and
just whatever, or eels or whatever. Because there's no real food source to support Nessie. But what the hell has Nessie ever done to deserve this shade from this place where the allergens is milk?
I would not trust Mothman.
Well, I mean, it's like, it's bitter black cocoa ice cream with raspberry.
Yeah.
So it's bitter, and I think there's not enough chocolate in any of these. But the one that's gross is Jersey Devil.
Yeah.
Spicy barbecue ice cream. What is that? Right? Peppered with Old Vienna Red Hot Riplet. See, when I first seen that, Old Vienna Red Hot, it's basically hot sauce, right?
Yeah.
I'm thinking they put like old, Vienna sausages, little chunks of Vienna sausages in there. That would be gross. I would probably like it. I don't know.
It's like Old Bay. Because I Googled it, and it looks like they make a lot of potato chips out of it.
Yeah.
Oh.
But if you go into non-dairy, right, you got Bigfoot. From deep in the forest comes a shadowy blend of chocolate and coconut, because, coconut, how does coconut factor into anywhere Bigfoot lives? Unless it's Hawaii or something, right?
It's a hairy nut.
That is disgusting.
And it's hairy like Bigfoot.
Well, it's also laced with smoke and studded with roasted almonds and marshmallows, sweet, elusive, and wilder than it looks. So this is just basically just bumped up Rocky Road. Not fooling nobody.
It's a non
chocolate and coconut, laced with smoke and studded with roasted almonds and marshmallows, sweet, elusive, and wilder than it looks.
I could eat that one.
Yeah, you could. Because basically the allergens are tree nut, which is the almond, and soy.
I could eat a little bit of that one.
No, you could eat all of it. It's made of that crap. But yeah, there you go.
Ooh, they got some good ones.
They got the stuff where it's like, ooh, and you're like, oh, that's great. How much is that? And they're like, $14, please.
Coconut fudge, non-dairy.
That is not cryptids.
I know, but still.
So Mothman, Nessie, Jersey Devil, right? Bigfoot. Where's the alien stuff? That should be like ice cream. It's not really ice cream, more like yogurt. Or those stupid dots that everybody, sherbet or something.
It could be Tang sherbet.
Why would it be Tang? It needs to be like
outer space.
No. I think that's just giving too much flavor to these grays and pale green aliens and all that stuff. It should be like some kind of gray bland ice cream.
Earl Grey tea sorbet.
That is disgusting.
It could be an Earl Grey gelato with lavender. Yeah.
I don't know. That would be something sort of vanilla, like vanilla.
No.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah. So anyway, if you want to go to Clementine's Ice Cream and try some of their stuff, you can. These are all every one of their flavors is seasonal to a certain degree.
Lucky.
So
they're in places anywhere from Arkansas to Missouri to Kansas. I don't know. St. Louis.
I'll drive miles to go to a Buc-ee's. I don't know if I'm going to go too far out of the way to go try some.
Wait, is that Clayton? Oh, Clayton, Missouri, not Clayton, Georgia. Darn.
Yeah. Well, looks like you won't get Grandma Marie's butter brickle there.
Nope.
Oh, butter brickle. So speaking of butter brickle, this cursed stolen brick has returned to the Old North Church. Okay. The last time you heard of a haunted cursed brick?
Never.
There you go. Well, you have this time.
Okay.
So evidently, this Old North Church, if I can bring it up and look at it. Mm-hmm. I mean, so there's a little bit of history here. So in Boston, you have the historical Old North Church, right? So one of the bricks has been gone. Somebody returned it. So this is part of Boston's history with an ominous note. And the church has basically had its own problems. But anyway, so the staff believe that this cursed brick was stolen during a 2023 restoration project. And it's only been, it's like mysteriously reappeared in March. And inside, the anonymous package, I should say. And it came from San Jose, California, which is weird. But anyway, so there's a little note in there. So the item arrived with a haunting message. My husband took this from the crypt. We have had a string of bad luck and we want to return the brick. Right. So intrigued and a little bit spooked, the staff placed it in a glass case inside a famous crypt, which basically says that over 1,100 parishioners and several Revolutionary War figures are kind of all in this crypt.
Yeah. So
because this place has history. You got like Paul Revere and all that stuff. So, but since the stone's return, there have been a couple unexplained electrical outages, and some have been started to wonder if the brick is just bad luck.
Yeah.
Cursed. So they call it the cursed brick, and it remains on display for visitors to see. And Lisa Griffin from Atlanta, Georgia, asked the question, so wants to know, why did this person take the brick, and what was the actual bad luck?
Yeah. So
the church's website calls it a lesson in karma, stating that we hope the brick is entertaining to our visitors and acts as a warning to all would-be shoplifters. Think twice before you take something from our crypt. But, I mean, who steals the brick and then returns the brick and says this thing is bad luck and doesn't give them, some kind of warning or something,
You have a lot of people who don't take caution when it comes to things that aren't. I mean, we can't even get people to not litter when they visit historic sites. This
isn't like stealing lava rocks from Hawaii and stuff, which is bad. You shouldn't do it. But I'm just we've had a couple electrical outages. Whoop-de-doo, man. I want to hear what this person went through with this cursed brick.
There are places now that are having to post very obvious signs and pay for it out of their city or county budget because it would be obvious, don't steal things. But no, it happens every year at places, including historic places like this.
Well, if they label this brick, right, as people go see it, explosive diarrhea brick, and put this is one of many explosive diarrhea bricks here at the Old North Church, they wouldn't have people taking these bricks because you would never know which of the bricks, out of all the bricks there, is one of the several explosive diarrhea bricks.
So in a similar vein, before we moved to New Mexico, there were a lot of pictures on Instagram and floating around the internet of people holding cute little prairie dogs and chipmunks and holding them in their Instagram photos and their videos. And then when we moved there, one of the first things I noticed were that there were signs posted everywhere saying, do not interact with rodents here. Rodents have the plague.
Yeah, or hantavirus.
So, yes, hantavirus and the plague.
So if you have an explosive diarrhea prairie dog sign,
yeah,
these prairie dogs can cause explosive diarrhea.
So, but it effectively dissuaded me from picking up a little chipmunk.
Well, just by the idea that you don't know who this, you've never met this prairie dog before, so what makes you think you can just go over and be friends with it?
All the other Instagram photos.
No. And then, pretty soon you're going to be flipping in the air like the water buffalo or the, what do you call them?
But the point is, if we post something a little more realistic than explosive diarrhea brick, maybe if we post the brick with Legionnaire's disease, it would dissuade people from picking it up.
No.
Okay.
Explosive diarrhea is way scarier than Legionnaire's disease.
Okay, so this brick has typhoid. I don't know.
I'd be more scared of the explosive diarrhea brick.
Oh, gosh.
Because then you don't know. Is it going to happen right now? Is it when you least expect it? How long is this thing, when is this going to occur?
People also aren't going to believe it.
And there's the element of danger to it. Explosive. Make it on you, make it on somebody else. I mean, come on. I have never had any follow-up questions when I've called into work and says, hey, I've got explosive diarrhea. They're like, take all the time you need.
Okay.
So there you go. There's a little tip. Just call in. What's the matter? I don't feel good. Well, you're going to need to get No, I have explosive diarrhea. Be safe.
Okay.
I mean, come on. Yep. All right, so we started watching this show. Came on Netflix. It's a cartoon. I'm sorry. Am I not supposed to call it anime or whatever? It's an adult
animated series.
Cartoon.
Okay.
And these people own a haunted hotel.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. You should watch it.
I think so too, but for some reason, Den of Geek doesn't think it's quite worth checking into.
Oh, well, I mean, who cares what they think, honestly?
Which
either you're not geeky enough or you're too geeky or whatever. You got some, I mean, it's good enough.
And it's got Will Forte in it. And
well, that could be good or bad.
Yeah.
But the story's pretty, I mean, we've watched several episodes where they've had some, making references to like Mothman and some other things and some other ghosty type stuff and like Dogman, what else? The Ancient Ones and Cthulhu
and like the daughter is like fully versed in dark magic, which is kind of she just whips out these curses, and I mean it's I'm not gonna say realistic, but it's
the people who've added these things into the shows, the episodes that you watch, have done research.
Yeah.
So it's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
It's not just like, Nessie, can't trust Nessie, right? It's like, come on, man. These people are obviously making ice cream to make money, which is fine. Bring yourself in there so you can enjoy the hook.
Yeah.
Right? But this show is like serious enough in their research for people who like this sort of thing to watch it and go, okay, somebody obviously had a real interest in this stuff. And I think that's refreshing, and you should watch it. It's called Haunted Hotel.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we don't really pump it out there too. And now, if you're looking for some sort of like glimmer of truth out of all the paranormal and cryptid stuff that you've been researching or whatever, it's not like that. It's just a brainless cartoon that's pretty clever in some spots.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there you go. What do you think about that?
I think it's cool.
I was asking the audience what they think about it. I know what you think. They're just occasionally snickering. Doing your little...
Hush.
That's not a laugh. I was just making it up. And who cares about Den of Geek?
Yeah.
I don't. That's where I seen the article. I put like I said, anything we talk about in the podcast, we put in the show notes, and it's just a link that you can get to that's not behind a firewall. That's what that kind of boils down to. So speaking of trash coming back to TV, like them or not, it looks like Ghost Adventures is coming back. Haunting new season returns to Discovery Plus this October. One of the longest running ghost hunting shows there is. And it's got Zach Bagans and the team combat malevolent spirits.
Okay.
I just kind of put that in there. I like the article. Dark forces dominate an all-new season of Ghost Adventures, premiering October 15th with an exclusive early debut on Discovery Plus.
Yeah.
Or you can call it debut if you want. Right. But it looks like Zach Bagans, Aaron Goodman, Billy Tolley, and Jay Wasley are back. So nobody's gone. And I kind of looked at it because I was kind of curious, because Aaron's been having a rough go of things.
Poor guy.
Ex-wife trying to kill him and all.
Yeah.
Let's see if he's going to come back. Guess so. So, which is good. The intrepid team face off against malicious spirits and eerie supernatural phenomena as they pursue answers to terrifying hauntings. I think they bring a lot of this on themselves. A lot of problems they're having with the whole, demons and ghosts and stuff. They're asking for it. So are we shocked that they're going to experience something?
Okay.
Or allegedly experience something? Yeah. They asked for it. What are you going to come get me, guys? That kind of thing. Well, all right, come at me, bro. Right? That's the whole thing. And it's funny how all the other shows and all the other shows that don't exist anymore are like, I hate those guys because they're inciting and they're doing this and they shouldn't be doing this. Well, they got some kind of results, whether it's manufactured or not, and it was more interesting to watch. It's true, though. I'm going to be real serious and watch this boring ghost hunting show. Or I'm going to watch the dude with the weird hair and the muscle shirts and all that stuff. And his doofus friends. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, well, it's true. It's kind of, I don't, and when that show started, that's kind of the way it was. You had your choices, right? Mm-hmm. You can have this bland or this exciting, bland and extreme, right? Extreme, unextreme. Two shows.
But it also made certain shows end early just because, majority wins. Like there was one show that I really liked, but it was kind of bland, and I think it was a Ghost Lab where it was two brothers that would just basically incorporate technology into some of their investigations, and that one's gone. So,
well, I mean, you got to have a little bit of personality.
Yeah,
you got to have stuff going on. You got to be excited. You got to make your own excitement. Evidently, I mean, that's what they do.
yeah.
So hate them or not, they've been around longer than anybody, it seems, and they're still doing it. So for some weird British show you've never seen before, it's been around since the 70s or something like that. These guys, they're it. Like them or not, they're doing what they do. And so you could hate them, but at the end of the day, if you think about how many people have sat down and ingested Ghost Adventures and said, I'm going to go do this, there's a lot of them. Some of them you can tell because they all wear the black T-shirts that are all like neoned up and like running around going, hey, guys. You know, we've seen it.
Yeah.
That's the uniform of the paranormal investigator. A black T-shirt with some weird writing on it. Maybe some tribal, you know what I mean? Barbed wire beret or whatever. Paranormal.
Oh, God.
Extreme. Spirit of Adventure Ghost Boys. Whatever you want to call it, right? Yeah. You got to have your ghost hunting team have a nickname of some kind, like, you know, maybe it spells it out for like NESPR, New England Society for Paranormal Research or whatever it is, you know, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Give yourself a nickname. Got to manufacture it, right? We all see it. And, you know, if you go to, like, say you go to a ghost, if you go back 10 years, not even that, say 8 years ago, and you're going to go to some ghost investigation, and you see and you're like, I wonder how serious this is. If you didn't see people wearing like the T-shirts and all this stuff and you weren't really in on the know, you'd be like, who are these just regular, weird looking, goofy people walking around? Where's the professionals? There they are. Got their, you know, black T-shirts and black pants and, you know, all that stuff going on. Black hat with neon green or yellow or some other bright color. Like, let's go talk to those guys. They're professional. You got some regular dude wearing, you know, cargo pants with 18 pockets because he's stuffing batteries in there. You're not going to walk around with that guy, right? He's probably boring. Pick your poison. You want extreme or unextreme?
Oh, gosh. Stop.
What?
It's just silly.
It's true, though, right? Mm-hmm. It's like, Kind of goes back to, let's go in the woods and find Bigfoot. You want the guy with a pair of jeans and a walking stick? Or do you want the guy that looks like Indiana Jones? We still got the Columbia price tags and everything on him. Who are you going to trust? I'm going to trust the good old boy with a walking stick, a pair of sneakers, and maybe a bottle of water than somebody's like, hey, guys, so I just left REI, and we're going to check this out. I mean, some stuff you buy just because you need it for the situation you're going to be in or possible situation you may be in. Like sometimes you need a lighter jacket.
Okay.
You know, I can see doing that. You know, I got the fedora, got a big ass buck knife, right? Got a vest on that holds many different things, and you're going to call it a chest rig or whatever. Do you really need all that stuff? Maybe. A lot of times not. But if I go to a Bigfoot hunt or whatever, they're going to take me out there and tour me around, and they're from that area. I don't want all that stuff. I want the dude with a walking stick, maybe a fanny pack or whatever, the first aid stuff, because if he's going to charge for walking you around the woods, he's going to be able to put a Band-Aid on you when you fall.
Okay.
That's what I'm going for. Which one seems more credible? The super fit chef, right? Or the fat chef? She's like, I know what tastes good, bro, because I eat it.
Stop.
It's all works like that. It's all about, the yin and the yang of things.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
I feel like you just are not agreeing with what I'm saying here. You'd be like, that guy's got a fedora on. He looks like Indiana Jones. What's your name? Josh Gates? Oh, sweet. You got a compass around your neck? Come from a cereal box? Heck yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Or do you want the guy that shows Josh Gates where to go? That's the guy I trust. A guy named Frank carrying a bag full of crap. Let's go, guys. Don't got all day. So speaking of ghost sightings, evidently there's been some ghost sightings that put El Paso in America's top 3 haunted cities.
Oh.
And we've been through El Paso a couple, 3 times. It's kind of like, oh, wait a minute. I think we've even been on the same one of the highways. The reason why I put it in here is because of the highway. Where people have seen some sightings on the highway kind of a thing. So spooky season's right around the corner. Oh, and the cool thing is, this is a radio station that put this in here. I thought that was kind of like, oh, all right. They're looking for something to put in for spooky season. So, according to suretybonds.org, right?
Okay.
This charming city of ours, I'm talking about El Paso, has claimed the number 3 spot on their list of the top 20 U.S. cities with the most ghost sightings. So El Paso is giving residents and visitors a different kind of thrill these days, and it's all about the paranormal. Yeah. So they did a survey, and this is of 1,019 car owners who have shared their bone-chilling experiences with road trip spirits. So this is the whole road trip ghost thing.
Yeah.
Kind of like the guy in North Carolina that thought he seen the Civil War.
Yeah.
Or historical dressed figure bleeding in the weeds kind of a thing. It's kind of like that, right?
Yeah.
So 74% of the people surveyed confess they believe in the paranormal. I guess that helps, right?
Yeah.
So 57% of the car owners claim they've personally encountered paranormal activity while driving through haunted spots. Like, all right, getting so good now. So, and a couple of the occurrences that happen on the list of things to let you know that you've had an experience, and they have a nice little list here. Sudden temperature drops. Is your AC working overtime, or is there a ghostly chill in the air? Yeah. Some of the other experiences that people have run across or have had interactions with is unexplained apparitions. So we're talking about like hitchhikers from beyond. Better not pick them up.
Yeah.
And we've talked about, everybody knows about, oh, I picked up this
lady in white.
Yeah.
By the side of the road.
Oh, I went to her house and was going to drop her off, and I knocked on the door, and it's like, she's been dead for 89 years. Like, oh no, she was in my car. And you got disembodied voices. Who's whispering in your ear when you're all alone? That's creepy. I don't want that. That's actually happened to me before.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll tell you real quick. I was coming back from Charleston, South Carolina. I was heading up to Virginia, driving a car, rolling down the road, didn't sleep at all because I had to basically stood watch on the ship and all that stuff. I kept hearing this truck driver yelling in my ear, just yelling. Get on the road, get on the road, get on the road. I evidently was asleep, opened my eyes. I am way off the road, into the grass, heading towards an embankment at like 80 miles an hour. So, of course, I got back on the road, right? And there's a truck behind me, and he was blinking his lights all crazy and all that stuff. And at the time, I had a Citizens Band radio, a CB radio. So I reached down to grab the CB radio because my thought was I heard him on the CB yelling for me to get back on the road.
Yeah.
It was off. It was completely off. But I heard this guy, clear as day, yelling at me. And so I'm like, whoa. And so I slowed down, and I started to get over to the side of the road a little bit so that this truck driver can pass me so I could wave thanks. And you know what?
What?
As he went by and I looked in the passenger side of the truck, there was nobody there.
Oh.
Because he's by himself. You can't see in a truck from a car. It's like trying to look up. You can't, But I heard that guy's voice, man. And he was very angry because he got in front of me and slowed down and kept flicking his hazard lights, like, yelling at me. And then he took off. But yeah, I heard that as clear as day. I would have been like really dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm not. I'm here aggravating you. So anyway, I was trying to find some of the 20 haunted places in a little article, but it's really not one of those articles that kind of does that. It's sort of like, hey, look, guys, we needed to put something in here.
Yeah.
But I wanted to find more El Paso specific things.
Yeah.
And there's not really a whole lot. So yeah, there you go.
Good.
But if you go to ghostsofamerica.com, you can find road trip ghosts and spirits and experiences in different places. And this website, Kiss FM, they did a really good job of not making the ghostofamerica.com a clickable link. So I guess they just want you to look at it. But yeah, they don't really have like, oh, these people experienced this at this mile marker kind of a thing. But there is a highway in El Paso where people have had experiences, and I can't seem to find it. So it's all good. And they also give the Halloween safety tips. Like bring a flashlight. Don't eat all the candy without inspecting it first. Keep your pet safe by keeping them inside on Halloween. Use LED lights instead of candles so you don't, set your stuff on fire. Use glow sticks instead of flashlights, candles, I don't know. Eat chili, it's delicious. Eat a good lunch and dinner so you won't be tempted to be eating the bag of candy that you got before it's inspected. So, and I also kind of put this in there for adults. If you eat a big meal before you go out and drink the whole time, you won't be so drunk. So, and this sort of applies back when I was a youngster and, in the 70s and stuff, when people go do Halloween, you had your parents that go trick or treat, and whoever opened the door would give you a shot or a beer. So,
Copper Canyon Road.
That's what it is, Copper Canyon Road.
Yeah, and Highway 281.
Yep. I'm reasonably sure we have been on that road.
Yes, we've been on 281. I don't remember if we hit up Copper Canyon or not. So
I don't think so.
Yeah.
But yeah, so anyway, that's pretty much not worth the time it took to explain it, I guess. But there you go. Mm. Okay, so with that, I think we're going to be done with the podcast. We've talked a lot. Our dinner tonight is probably going to be air-fried chicken patties on French bread.
Potato chips. With
potato chips, using the best mayonnaise there is, Duke's mayonnaise. So, why are you making that face?
I'm not even hungry. I'm just
tired. Then you don't have to eat it.
Okay.
I'm going to eat it. And you know what's going to happen if I air fry one of those things?
What?
I'm like, how many of those did you make? I'm like, I made enough for you. Now, what we could have told people is we're going to have a chicken, a salad with chicken on it.
Okay.
It's going to be air fried chicken on top of there and slather it with all sorts of stuff. And put it in a big giant bowl. Eat the chicken.
Okay.
So that's pretty much what I think we're going to do. What do you think about that?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, there you go. Appreciate you taking time to listen to the podcast. We'd like it if you'd interact with us in some way, some fashion. We have a couple of ways you can do that. You can listen to the podcast on YouTube if you want to do that sort of thing. It's very nice. So this has been CreepGeeks Podcast, episode 343, season 9, Ghost Adventures, Human Time Machine, Cryptid Ice Cream, Haunted Hotel, Paranormal North Carolina, and Haunted El Paso, with a little dash of Hurricane Helene update 1 year later. So anyway, I think that's about it.
Yep.
So see you later. Take it easy. Love you, Dad. Bye-bye.
Bye.